Let's get a quick take on the passing of Neil Westergaard, a columnist for the Colorado Politics, former editor of the Denver Post, and former editor-in-chief of the Denver Business Journal. Patty Calhoun from Westward. Neil had a distinction of working for a lot of different areas of journalism in Colorado, and I think held respect at all those different places. Your thoughts?
Well, I saw him in April. He came to cover a debate that I was moderating, and it was great talking to him. He was so excited to be writing for Joey's publication. He was really looking forward to digging up some dirt. He was having a great time. So I have to say he went out at the top of his game, but not only a really, really good journalist, but by all accounts, a terrific boss. I mean, he cared for the people who worked for him, and that is all too rare.
I completely agree, and you saw that with all the different great words people were talking about him. David Kopel from the Independence Institute and DU Law School. It sounds like we not only lost a great journalist and a leader within a variety of newsrooms, but somebody who had a lot of institutional knowledge what's going on in Colorado, and as we're growing, that institutional knowledge is really valuable.
That's true, but in a way his legacy lives on, because with his career of 40 years in Colorado journalism, he mentored so many people who are now important journalists and editors and staffers, not only in Colorado, but in some major newspapers all over the country, like New York Newsday. And he was once asked, what's the most top rule as a newspaper editor? And he said, take care of your people. He was a great mentor and very old school in a great way, that way.
Natasha Gardner, articles editor at 5280. As a leader yourself in journalism for a long time here in Colorado, seeing somebody like this and the kind of legacy they're leaving and the kind of words you're hearing from folks who had worked with him at a variety of places, certainly has to hit home, make a point for you.
Yeah, I think that legacy, obviously that's what we talk about at moments like this, but for someone like him, I think back to what happened during the newspaper wars and how Denver was a two-newspaper town, and we spent a lot of time sort of mourning that passage and that change, but at the same time, we're still a two-newspaper town. We're still a town that cares about news, and people like him have helped establish that, who make it easier for people like me to write the stories that I do, so I appreciate that every day.
And running at the panel, Joey Bunch, Deputy Managing Editor at Colorado Politics. We're grateful to have Ratings Gold Joey on the show today. Joey, he worked with you as a colleague at Colorado Politics. You've known him for a long time. The floor is yours.
Well, I hope I don't become overcome with emotion. Neil was a very good friend of mine, and he had been suffering with these heart problems for a couple of months, and as my friends around the table know, I had a pretty serious heart attack back in December, so we've been talking a lot lately, and I'm going to miss those conversations. He was one of a kind, and as much as you can talk about the great journalism, he was just as great a guy, and he had such a warm smile, and his laugh, if you made Neil Westergaard laugh, that was the best thing that you could do all day long. And Neil, if you're watching from heaven, because there's nothing else to do on Friday night in heaven, I love you, I respect you, and I'll never stop missing you.